Bit of climate settings on the way to defog the windows and keep things warm as it got down to this temperature overnight. 5% not bad, pretty awful efficiency with the rain and the temperature, but it is what it is. And we'll get on our way to top up at DeWitt Service Plaza eastbound before we head on to Evolve New York in Watertown. Let's go. Okay, that disappeared from a mileage estimate at around 14 miles. You can see the efficiency is appalling with this rain and hills and everything else we've got going on. But brand new, only just opened in the last couple of weeks. 2 fast chargers on the New York Thruway system. Pass-through parking, big plus from News Coolum channel, I hope. And yeah, let's get plugged in, see if it works. So new that the screens aren't on yet, but this is 129, it has the sticker on it. So we'll go to that one. We'll fire up the CCS plug. Begin charge, 30 cents a kilowatt hour, not at all bad. Problem starting charge. So there's a pro tip: if you need one, always go to the station that's got its screen lit up. I guess the other one just isn't on yet, although it is showing as active in the app. But the other one you can see now, this is unit 128, but now occupied because I'm on it. So we have station 128 occupied by me. Connector is the J1772 with the dangly bits. Begin charge. Let's see what happens. That sounds promising. Your charging session is underway. Great. There it goes. Let's take a quick look at the EV Connect. Again, these are only just powered up, so don't take that as a fault. Just take it as a still getting these stations online, really. Let's look at the one that is in use. Told you which one's in use. 42 kilowatts. Pricing is 30 cents a kilowatt hour. Alright. So, with the car happily charging to give us some juice for Watertown, time to get human juice with whatever is in there. Hopefully coffee. Okay, so that's breakfast grabbed. Good half of the battery dumped back in. And we should be good to head off to Watertown. Just need to set up the directions and we'll be on our way. Pretty seamless. Obviously that first station over there is still waiting to be powered on, but there is pull-through parking here, lots of space around these units. Not very busy right now, so you don't know how iced these will get. There's no marking on the ground as yet, but hopefully that will come. As I say, these are brand new in the ground in the last couple of weeks, so just glad they're here, and this one is online. But just the 50 kilowatts, but that's perfect when you need to just sit down and have a leisurely breakfast, and yeah, get unplugged here and be on our way. Okay, there we are, Watertown, New York. Getting pretty high up now, not too far from the Canadian border, but plenty of juice still there. Didn't manage to get that efficiency up no matter how hard I tried, trundling along at 65 for a while. It's the water on the floor, less traction, just not making the most of that energy that's going to the wheels. So we're still stuck below 3 miles per kilowatt hour, which offends me, especially this time of year, but what can you do? And there we are, Evolved New York. Pretty standard Evolved New York site from what they're gonna be doing in the next couple of years. We'll have a live stream here from the Hilton Garden Watertown location. You've got 4 ABB stations there, capable of up to, it says 345 or something, or in that region, 345 kilowatts on the app, but you can take that as fast as anything that you can get on the roads today. Will charge pretty much anything. They are all one CCS and one CHAdeMO. CCS on the left side and CHAdeMO plug on the right. This was all kind of planned and started up before the Nissan Ariya decision was made to go to CCS, and we're fairly sure that these will now start to move to slightly fewer CHAdeMO plugs. There will still be a CHAdeMO plug at most locations by the sound of it, but it looks like they're reevaluating how many they have and what they do with CCS prioritization. So it's just a sign of the times. You can see also in the middle, Clipper Creek J1772 plug. Makes sense, especially at this location where it is officially at a Hilton Garden Inn, and just a bit further over on the other side you have the Holiday Inn Express. So it's only one plug, which would not suit everybody, but if you wanted to avoid the fast charging fees and just plug in for a little bit of juice, which you may do actually, test it for a second here, then you could do that overnight and not pay anything. I think it's just a dumb plug, stick it in and off you go. Maybe we'll do that whilst we wait, but we arrived here with something in the region of 15 to 16%. I'll take a look at that. Roads are sodden, and that's hitting the efficiency here. You can see climate settings are starting to diminish a little bit as we're not heating the cabin quite so much. It's been hovering around 3 miles per kilowatt hour at some stretches. And obviously where we got off the interstate here, got some regen, we got it above, but it just can't drag it above that for the prolonged periods because of that rain and water on the interstate, plus the high speeds. Gets you 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Okay, so a bit of a jump around in time. This is, you catch us mid-session here. That's because we just did a live stream, which I will put in the description of this video once it eventually comes out, and down or up somewhere in this corner for you to take a look at that if you so wish. Good live stream. Thanks to everyone who managed to catch us in the midst of charging. Good questions. I appreciate everyone's time for that. But we're well up here now at 68%. We started at 20. So we had about 35 miles on the GOM at that time. We got started on this one, station number 3, which in PlugShare has been pretty reliable over the last few weeks. The others have all been under some scrutiny for work, with the exception of this Clipper Creek J1772, which is just pop it in and off you go. But these 3 stations have all had some repairs, and they were supposed to be up and running. We just couldn't get this one, number 4, or the first one we tried over there, number 6 I think, up and running. There was no, bizarrely, we did use the payment reader, which is another NIAX kind of roulette, as someone said in the live stream comments. Those have notorious problems with Electrify America, but on this station it was fine. But it wasn't asking for any payment on these ones. It did just plugged in and said charging, trying to communicate with vehicle, and just couldn't get it started. So once we've got a successful charge on this one, I'll give some of these another go and just give some feedback for the team at the New York Power Authority. And we're hitting 1 o'clock here. I've already had some food, but grab some coffee maybe and then hit the road after trying these chargers. So that's the story from Watertown, New York. Let's have a quick walk around the site and then we'll be on our way. Okay, I got a thank you there, I heard. See, it's a little bit spendy at $13.17, but there you go. Got a free charge yesterday in Scotia, New York, so we'll take the rough with the smooth. 44 minutes to 72% from 20, and we'll unplug here. No idle fees, as best I can tell. Would have gone to 80, but I want to try these other stations as well. Anything in information? To use this fast charger, you need to know which plug or charging standard fits your car. That certainly helps. Then follow the instructions on the screen. Press the question mark for specific help if you're in trouble. There's a customer service number. You've got your CHAdeMO at 100 kilowatts. You have selected the CHAdeMO output. Take the CHAdeMO connector out of holder 2 and plug it into your car. Press start, connector will be locked, car will verify connection. Presumably that's the same for CCS. Okay, so not much else there. You can select the language. That's about it. Alright. See the cabinets back here, transformer, and all the behind the scenes gubbins. Take a look at the Clipper Creek. It's just your warning, this is electric, and it is a 40 amp 240 volt high power Clipper Creek station. That worked, we had no problem with that. This is the space designed for disabled access. All well marked, no problems with that. Well branded, clearly signed. Lets you know who's part of this and who's putting it on. So it's all pretty good stuff. More sites planned this year. We're talking 50 locations this year. 7 at the time of recording are active. JFK, LaGrangeville, Oneonta. We are at the Watertown site. Then you have Saranac Lake, Malone, and Fairport. So you see a bunch of others coming through there. Payment readers are Nayax, as we said. I don't think it was their fault in this particular case. This is a little bit further down, but does tell you it's EV Connect. Tells you the station ID. Select plug type, insert credit card, we did that. This station 4 didn't work for us, so we'll give that a go, see if we can start the app. We'll use the app this time, see if it's more of a seamless process while we're not trying to film a live stream at the same time on the phone. Okay, so it always says, this doesn't actually give you a clear indication that you're supposed to plug in first, but that's what it says once you get into the menus. Done. Alright. So, app-wise, EV Connect, you can scan the QR code down there. Oh, it looks like it got it. Okay, it knows where I am. It's hard to see here. But it says in maintenance, that's weird. Okay. It says the CHAdeMO is available, but this is in maintenance. Just press start on the thing, see what happens. Just get this preparing to charge, set up communication with the car. Tough to see. Beeps. See, this is where I got to before. It knows what state of charge I'm at. It beeps, which is usually the sign that a charge is about to start, and then it just says charging is stopped. So I'm going to try the same on all of these and see what we get. Okay, so with it clearing up a little bit, we got our charge on and tested these other units, none of which worked properly except for number 3 and this trusty old J1772 in front of us. But we will spin off, and I think as long as the weather holds here, we're gonna give Malone a go. We'll try the upper loop of the Adirondacks. Let's see how this goes, eh? So 400 miles in on Route 11, skirting the north of the Adirondacks, on our way to Canton and Malone, where there are various levels of charger, but we still can't quite get up to 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour, or even anywhere close to 3. It's slower roads now, so we'll see how long it takes to go, but we're past 400 miles now into the trip. We are trending up, so I'm hopeful that that will yield some benefits, and although it is raining here, it's not as bad as it has been on the trip out here. So let's keep going and see. I'll make a note of what point that starts to tick back up to closer to 3 miles per kilowatt hour. So around 430 miles in, we ticked back up to 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour. We're seeing a steadier uptick, much closer to 4, just below maybe 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour over the last 50 miles or so, according to recent efficiency history. So that's why it's going up. No reason to believe we won't get back up to around 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour over this northern sojourn through the borderlands and north of the Adirondacks.
Take the next right onto Main Street.
See here in the sun, ready to start. Let's see. Maybe whiz up. Waiting for vehicle. Looks about right. 22, maybe 21, 22 kilowatts, 25 kilowatt station plus some losses, and you have your low 20s. So medium fast power, you can see it's nothing special, but very nice to have on this kind of in the middle of this route. If I zoom out here, you'll see we're quite between these two sites. That's where we were in Watertown. Borders right here, Kingston, Ontario, over the border. This is a it's still a fast 50 kilowatt charger, but it's off the path if you're coming anywhere along here, so you'd have to go up and come back. But it's okay, that would be good, useful, and it's free. But if you're coming up this way, Malone is your next option, which is here. So we could have made that probably, but it's worth looking at these and seeing where we are with the adoption. We have Ford Fusion Energy on the charge point level 2 next to us, and there's another connector in there so someone else could charge. So you've got a nice little suite here. It's only a small village, but you know, 2 charge point stations with J1772, then your fast charger, such as it is, for CCS. And now my team has just kicked off, Everton, so I'm going to try and get that game on feed whilst we see what's around. All going well with coffee from a local place called Park Brothers. Very good. And soccer is so-so. Blue Boys coming back, but we'll only catch this first half. 5 more minutes of that, and then we head on this way. We'll crack on in a minute when halftime hits, and we'll be up to around 70%. Plenty of juice to get there, but then we'll be on quick charge here, I would guess. The area that hasn't filled in right now, we'll put it up on the screen, is this loop, the top northeast corner, over to Plattsburgh and down to further down to Schroon Lake. This area in the middle is more destination, although there are some Tesla superchargers in there. So you could easily go there, but then you'd want to stay the night because there's plenty to visit there. This loop over here, down to where we've just been, in Watertown there was a supercharger, but this whole thing here, 150 miles, there's no supercharger, so obviously you could drive through that if you've got a good state of charge in Watertown, drive up to Plattsburgh supercharger. But this middle bit is better served by the public network in this particular instance, so you'd need a CHAdeMO connector or one of those fancy new CCS gizmos for a Tesla if you wanted to charge on that. But that's where we go next, once the Blues hopefully nick one before half time. Let's hope. Okay, well, 2-2 for the Blues, so they at least got some points, but that's not going to do much for us. On the other side though, we arrived here safe and sound, and with this rather swanky looking charger actually for the kind of downbeat day, we'll get plugged in here. We don't really need it, to be honest. I just don't know how far we need to go to Schroon Lake now, so we'll take a look, but for the sake of testing it, here we go. Plug in first, brand new CCS connector. That's it. Enter your phone number to receive session details, okay. You can use the, oh, charging failed, reconnect, alright. Let's try again. Okay, we're gonna try the app. Okay, here's green lots. Finding this fella, you can see 100 kilowatts it is. Please plug in connector. Hit the start charge button, remote start. Oh, there we go. Well, unfortunately I think we're going to be too high to get full power here. Yeah, I rolled in a bit too high at 53%. You want to be below 50% to get your full power, but you can see it's just a bit. If I was a bit lower, we would be up maybe around 50 kilowatts. But, you know, if you're in a ID4 or a Marquis, you're going to be able to take better advantage of that 100 kilowatts. We are dangerously close to 500 miles. Oh, and we've ticked up, look, I didn't see this before. It was as I was coming in, it was 2.9 miles kilowatt hour. We finally got back, just started coming up around 430 miles, got to 2.9. We'd been stuck at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour forever, and now we're back into more friendly territory of 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And what else can I show? Climate settings again, just for defogging. We're dangerously close to 500 miles on the trip so far, but I need to take a look and see how far we have to go to the next charge station at Shroon Lake. So 75%, we're going to head off. We've got way more than we need to get to Shroon Lake, but we're also going to stop via this place in Keene. This will take us through Saranac Lake and Lake Placid, hopefully some scenic routes. Okay, just a quick check here. I saw the charge points and wanted to see Lake Placid before it gets dark, although it's starting to snow, so yuck. But we're going to have a quick wander around, see what we can see, maybe grab a bite, and then head on to I-87. Okay, just a quick stop to get some photos. We're not going to hang around till midnight for a full charge. Couple of kilowatt hours, can't be bad. This was here, but there you go. Still pretty comfortable. We're only 6 miles here to the Keene site. Again, this isn't an actual live site, it's one of the proposed sites, but shows you how easy it would be to hop between the north there at Malone, all the way through Saranac Lake, Lake Placid, and this kind of area with the skiing. Just hop right off the I-87 section and head into the mountains. There's also Shroon Lake not far beyond it, maybe 40 miles or so, so we'll be in good shape. But this is good looking countryside, albeit twilight here, so you might not get much of it, but very pretty. Totally worth a quick picture it. Okay, so gas or electric. Very, very odd arrangement here. You've got one kind of face on, then these two like that, and then there's another one kind of hidden behind this guy right here, but we'll get it plugged in and we'll start ourselves up here. And this one's on the EV Connect system again. Okay, start your EV Connect app, find a station. No, where are we? Find me. There we are. This again, you have your station numbers up top. This is number 7. It's a weird thing, it shows in maintenance, but that's when it's plugged in, I think. It's not very helpful though. That same charging is delayed. That's not fun because that's where it fell down at Watertown, but looks like this is how it's supposed to be. If it starts up first session, we're in good shape. Around what, 20 something percent? 21, 22? 28, alright. Okay, and it's straight up, so that's really how it should be. Of course the live stream had to throw up some more entertainment, so we get multiple false starts, but this was incredibly easy. You just have the very odd layout, as you can see. It's you know, I guess someone parks nose in to the first station on the right, then you've got another nose in for the station right behind it. Then you'd have to kind of, as a Bolt EV, I don't know what you'd do with that one in front of us, that would work for an ID4 or the kind of rear driver side, but that's going to be awkward for the CCS cable to kind of bend in that direction. You'd have to be as we are, but pulled up a bit closer, and then I guess someone goes nose in on this station. So in the unlikely event that anyone actually turns up on this cold and wet night, then I guess we can change. But as it is, we've got a charge started here, and I'm going to take a look, see how far we need to go. Okay, coming up to 70%, tootling at 30 kilowatts, so we're going to head out. But that was a successful session in as much as we got to start up right away, pee, and move on. I'm just about to turn to 70%. You can see all the other stations there in their weird formation, but we'll unplug and get on the road. So that really concludes the Adirondack part of the road trip. Just home now to Massachusetts. So what can we glean? I mean, we'll do the full breakdown of trip numbers tomorrow. We've done 305 miles so far today, or another couple of hundred to get home. So we'll just cruise the usual routes now, nothing interesting that we haven't seen on other road trip videos between Albany and Boston. But we'll crunch the numbers when we get home. But in terms of Evolve New York, I mean, you know, as obviously we have the startup problems that we had on the live stream, and then we have Malone being a little bit isolated and not a whole lot there. But again, you know, this is all opening up this Adirondack region. There's that location going in at Stewart's and Keene, and then you have the one we've just been at, Shroon Lake, right off the interstate for a quick top off. And as we get the cars that can make the most of that 350 kilowatt charging, then you're going to start to see that be a useful place. As a whole, you know, that network is reasonably priced, it's well located, and it's future-proofing to the tune of, you know, 350 kilowatts in some of these stations. Without these stations, without these locations and this state-level network, there would be nothing there. You just would have to, you know, either do a destination charge and charge overnight, or plan your trip so that it was very leisurely. So, you know, we can do this in a day. We'll knock out 400 miles here, 400, 500 miles easily today at a leisurely pace, because they've got those fast chargers in the right places. And, you know, the fixes can come. We gave Electrify America time to fix some of its issues, and I think it's only fair to do the same with Evolve New York. So, yeah, sign off for now, and goodbye from the Adirondack Mountains.